In this video, I will show you how to create an event in Prtanium. For each meeting that you plan to host, you'll want to create a new instance of the meeting so that you can customize the meeting settings to suit your needs and also to preserve the data for each meeting. As always, to begin, you first navigate to the Prtanium landing page right here at prtanium.io. And then in this top right corner, you can either create a Prtanium account or you can log in. Yeah, you can log in either through your Prtanium credentials or through Google. I think people normally will log in through Google. I'm going to choose to log in through my Prtanium credentials today. Once you log in, you'll see your dashboard that lists your current events, upcoming events, and these would be both events that you've created that you plan to host, but also any events that you've been invited to. If you have what's called an organizer license, then you'll have this option down here to go to what's called My Organizations. And it's through My Organizations that you can create new events. And so you first will create an organization for you and your team members. So I have two here, a work one, and then my own private one that I use to just kind of set up demos and stuff. And then it's through your organizations that you create new events and host events. What's important to know is that our organizations are fully collaborative, so you can add other team members to your organization. So here I've added Ben and Kelton to my private organization. And so they can see all of my events and they can help collaborate setting up meetings and running meetings and so on. Okay, so to create a new event, what you do is you just press plus new event, and then you just fill in this field, right? The title, the event title, the topic, description, start time and stop time, and so on. What I'm going to do to save just a few minutes of time is I'm going to just recycle an existing event where I've already populated a lot of the details. And so you can see for this event, all right, I've given it this title. The topic is student mental health services. There's a description, a start time, stop time. If I wanted to, right, leading up to the event, if I want to change the start time or change the title or anything, I can always just modify the details. There's a lot of settings for the organizer to kind of customize the event. I'm not going to go through all of them. But one here is under general, there's an important setting that you can make events private. So by default, events in Prtanium are public. They're open to the public. But you can toggle this on if you want to make an event invite only. For the video streaming, generally speaking, people will want to make use of our embedded version of Google Meet that's fully integrated into Prtanium. And the reason you want to use Meet is because it's a fully synchronous streaming solution for the speaker. And also because then if you use Google Meet, you have all the tools like screen share and so on. So usually you want to use Google Meet. And to do that, you just press this button, create Google Meet, and it'll set up a Google meeting that's specific and dedicated to the event that you're setting up. If you want, you can also choose to stream through YouTube, or you could even choose to have no video streaming and just use Prtanium as a collaborative tool for an in-person meeting. Obviously, for an event, you want to tell the people who your speaker is. So here you can add details about who the speaker is. And importantly, if you want to have a panel of speakers, you can add as many speakers as you like. So you just push this button and add details about as many speakers as you want to add if you want a panel. Topics is really important. It's sort of the core, one of the core features of Prtanium. And so in Prtanium, generally speaking, an event will be on some, issue or policy, something that the speaker wants to discuss. And so we think of issues or policies as composed of topics, which would be the topics you want to cover under that issue. And so what you do here is you set up topics that will then, the AI tool will then tag all of the user-generated content with those topic tags. And so the facilitation team can then filter all of the user content to see a particular topic that people are discussing. So if they want to see what people are saying about stigma, they can filter on that. And all of this tagging is done in real time for the user content during the meeting. This also the topics are also important for our AI summarization tool that we use these topics to filter out off-topic content. So the summaries aren't kind of affected if people are submitting off-topic content. But and so you can tell the topics are really important to get right. And so the way that we set up topics is the first thing you do is you press the set up topics event, and then you'd want to input background reading material. And to input that, you can just paste in text that's from some article or any kind of reading that's relevant to the issue that you want to discuss. And so you just kind of dump that in here and you press upload. And what the AI does is it uses its topic detection, topic extraction tool to recommend a list of topics that could be discussed at the upcoming meeting. And so the logic here is a fully human in the loop logic that you can then go, you can take this kind of initial suggested topic list and you can delete some if you think that a topic is not relevant, that the AI proposed is not relevant, you can delete it. Or if you can edit the topic, you can change the topic tag, you can change the description that the AI uses to detect, to be able to tag content. You can manually add topics. You can lock down after you've kind of done all of your editing and adding, you can lock down the ones that you like and press the regenerate button, and the AI will go back and brainstorm. It'll take your input and keep your input in place and then add more suggestions. And you can keep doing this iteratively, kind of brainstorming with the AI as a human in the loop, and regenerating topics until you get the topic list that you're satisfied with. And when you're done with this kind of iterative process to set the topics, you normally would press next. But what I'm going to do is just X out here and make use of the topic tags that I preset. As I mentioned, discussions in Printanium typically center on some issue. And so generally speaking, you'll want to distribute some reading material in advance to your audience. And so here's where you do that. You can upload a PDF, or you could set a URL as to a website that would point to your issue, to the reading material you want people to read in advance of the meeting. When you see the explainer video about the audience engagement workflow, you'll see that this event issue guide is distributed on what we call the pre-event page, which is the page that participants would go to in advance of the meeting to learn about the meeting, see what the topic is, see who the speakers are, see when it is, to sign up for it. And then they also can read the issue guide at that pre-event page. As I mentioned in the first overview video, that moderation is really key to an effective meeting. And as you'll see when you look at the facilitator and moderator workflow explainer video, that we provide a bunch of tools that enable the moderators to curate and make sense of user content in real time during a meeting. And what's important is that the moderation is fully collaborative in Printanium. So you can add a bunch of people to the moderation team. So here I've added Kelton and Ben to be co-moderators on this event. And so all of that work with the moderation tools is just fully collaborative with the moderators, and you can add as many moderators as you like. For invites, there's a bunch of ways to do it. So you can upload a file, a CSV file that has the list of names and email addresses of people that you want to invite, and that would send out an email notification to them that they've been invited and a link to the pre-event page. And generally speaking, you would use that option if you were going to have a private event for the people that you specifically want to invite. You can invite people manually, just one by one. But generally speaking, what you'll do to invite people to an event is to copy the dedicated link for that event. And, distributing this link is just like distributing a link to a Zoom meeting or a Meet. You can paste this, copy and paste this link into emails or to text messages. social media and the like to invite people to your meeting. Finally, you always have the option to delete an event that you've created. And you can see, like in my events, I probably should go and clean up some of those events that I don't need anymore. But generally speaking, you don't want to delete events that you've hosted, because that not only deletes the meeting instance, but it also deletes all of the data related to the meeting. But if you choose to, you can always use the delete event feature. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of setting up a meeting. I recommend next that you go to the explainer video on how to facilitate and moderate meetings, so you can see how that works for the moderation team. And then after that, you might look at the audience engagement workflow explainer, so you can see how the event looks from a audience participant perspective. Okay, thanks so much. We'll see you at the next explainer video.